Hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers waiting on rent relief checks from the state, maybe one step closer to getting them. Governor Cuomo is making the application process easier by requiring less documentation.
Yeah, the new application process begins this morning, and with the eviction moratorium expiring at the end of August, it is expected that site will be bombarded. So here with advice on how to navigate the process is landlord-tenant attorney Altagracia Pierre-Outerbridge. So good morning to you. Thank you for being here this morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good morning. So the application process opened up last month, but it rolled out, I guess it was a bit of a debacle, you can call it. What were some of the problems that people were facing, and has it been kind of smoothed out?
Yeah, so I'm not sure that it has been smoothed down because just as of yesterday, the governor said he's streamlining the process, but some of the issues that tenants were having or that there were glitches, right, rendering the application, if the application was not complete on the spot, you had to restart, which is a big deal if you don't have the time, right? There was no way to save the application. When you called the hotline, no one was able to answer your question directly. Language barriers also made it difficult to deal with the process. So those are some of the glitches that people had.
Okay, so what we know is about 91,000 people in New York City alone have already applied for rent relief. Are many of those people still waiting for their money?
Absolutely. So as of last Thursday, only $117,000, believe it or not, was sent. We're hoping that it goes faster because the moratorium is coming up quickly.
Yeah, you know, and a lot more people are facing eviction now, I guess, than ever before, specifically because of the pandemic, right? So what do people need to have in hand to streamline the process as they get to that website and start the application?
Correct. So a social security number, though immigration status is not required, a social security number for one person in the household, proof of residency that you do live in New York State, proof that you owe rent, right? Some kind of rent arrears attestation from the landlord or rent history, a rent breakdown, meaning proof that, you know, that could be also a lease showing that you have to pay rent in the apartment, right? So those are some of the things that you need. A utility bill may be needed to show your address. And if it also covers utility arrears, right? So if you are looking for utility arrears, then a utility bill would be necessary.
All right, let's be realistic here. A lot of people who need this rent relief are not computer savvy, and many may not even have computers at home. So what can they do? Where can they turn to get this relief?
Absolutely. So there are a number of community-based organizations, housing-based organizations like Bronx Works and other organizations that have people on staff that can actually help you. Some legal service organizations actually do help. So there are many places on the OTDA website, the state agency that administers the grant, right? You can actually find a list of these organizations.
So a lot of people applied, right? You kind of alluded to the fact that some people applied and they never received the money. That's what the governor was saying yesterday, right? That they wanted to streamline the process because the delays were so far back. For somebody who has to make a rent payment or what it may be and they're waiting on that money, what is their option here?
Correct. So if you've applied, there is some relief for you already in the application process. So the landlord cannot really evict you if you've applied. That is a defense in housing court. If the process has actually been completed, I wouldn't quite go on to say that they can evict you, but it is a defense to eviction that you are waiting for this money.
Okay, well, that's good to know. And there are systems out there, people in place to help you if you don't have access to a computer, but you got to get that application in just as soon as possible, clearly, because there is a backup. Thanks so much for your time and information today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate it.